Hey guys, John from Switchbird here. Today we're releasing the beta of our messaging automation playground, which you can find at play.switchbird.com. And if you go there, you'll see this little manifesto as to why we built it and what it's good for. But I'm going to talk through that and demo some of that right here. So what the playground lets you do is build, demonstrate, simulate, and share messaging automation workflows. And so we'll look at our workflow that we use at Switchbird. This is the flow that took third prize in Google's Build an Agent contest last month. And right here you'll see all of the innards of it in the tool set that we've now made available. So this is, these are the flow builder tools from our back end put out there for free for you to build your own creations. Now, why would you want to do that? Messaging automation is an important new domain of business activity because of the proliferation of messaging channels, consumer preferences for messaging, etc. But we find that, there's a complexity to it, to conversation design and conversational commerce and AI and all of this stuff. That's really hard to talk about, to sell to a client, to sell to management in the abstract. And so what this tool lets you do, what the playground lets you do, is play around with it and share it in a very concrete way. So here again is our automation. Let's go through it a little bit in our SMS simulator. So in SMS, as you would expect, the interaction is text-based. So I've given a few keyword options for my new contact to use, and I'll say I'm ready to be amazed, and I kind of interact with it like that, and I can go through the whole kind of demonstration. So our flow is fairly extensive because it not only does the job that we want to do, which is capture leads, but it also does the job of showing our leads, how the platform works for different industries and whatnot. So we'll see that it's a pretty complex example, but also quite manageable with our tool set. But I think what's interesting here, and what's kind of a magical thing about Switchbird is that now we can take that same automation and deploy it, build it once and deploy it everywhere. Build it once, deploy it on SMS, Google Business Messages, GMB messaging, so many messaging products, Facebook Messenger, and we're looking at WhatsApp and Instagram DMs and those kinds of channels as well. But now we can simulate it here and see how it behaves on GMB, right? And so here with the same content, GMB always starts with a little canned intro message, which you can set up when you set up your basic simulator instance. Flow instance. But if we go through the same flow on Google, we get all the same content. The interaction is a little different because it doesn't have to be text-based. So now I can go and see examples this way and go through the same flow just by clicking through the options here. And so, a really nice frictionless example of this is if I, start over here and come in as a new lead and want to schedule a demo. It can be as easy as saying, okay, let me take Tuesday. What do you've got? Okay, Tuesday at 9 a.m. looks good for me. Boom, 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 and we're scheduled. How this works is all under the automations tab here. You've got sort of pre-built what we call messaging funnels, little sort of discrete pieces of automation that we've built. You can find different industry examples over here. If we look for auto dealerships, for example, you can build your own and have them over here and just drag them and drop them into place like that. Actually, let me take that one out though. And then you can dive into any of these. So what the flow diagram is, which it looks complex, but it's really just two flow diagrams, one for new contacts and one for known contacts. And actually most of it is shared across both of them. Like all those keyword driven automations would be the same for both. The main difference would be over here when a new contact is coming in, we might want a particular funnel for lead intake. And so this is the one that we came through in my quick simulation. We can see how it's built here, where we can kind of move my head out of the way. We can see, how the sausages get made, so to speak, and we can tweak the language on this and what have you. Test it over here in our various channels, and then be ready to go. One other thing you might have noticed here in the automation workflow is this extra special secret sauce here for using FAQ documents. This takes us a little bit outside of, put me over there, a little bit outside of the kind of rules-based, keyword-based, scripted automation into the realm of AI, but it does it in a simple and sensible way. So here we're using a product from Google Dialogflow that allows us to take any of your existing FAQ content. So what we took was our FAQ page from Switchbird that feeds our bot here. But you could also just upload a CSV, or you could add multiple documents here. And what this integration does is it takes all of that knowledge and casts it as a safety net around your customer chat, so that if a customer comes in asking something very specific that's handled by your frequently asked questions, you're not giving them the runaround with some canned message or flow. You're getting right to the heart of the matter and answering their questions. So if I come in hot to this conversation on GMB and I just want to know, is this solution HIPAA compliant? Because of course I didn't actually read the FAQs. I'm just going straight to chat. Boom. It's mined. Even this isn't an exact match, but it's a close enough match to say, I'm going to present this guy with one of our frequently asked questions: is Switchbird HIPAA compliant? That's exactly what I'm looking for. I click that. I get yes, Switchbird can support HIPAA applications. Yada yada yada. So then I'm just off to the races. I'm back in the flow here. Can I schedule a demo? And boom, I'm back scheduling a demo, back to the frictionless scripted experience that we created. So we're sort of combining the rules-based automation, AI, and then of course the live component, which is not part of the playground. The live component comes when you actually use Switchbird and you have an inbox and you can jump into any of these conversations and answer with human power. So last thing I'll show is if I just back out to the, with SMS, there's of course the additional area of concern around opt-ins and also voice calls, right? So now this flow is a little bit more complex. Again, they're all matching, right? So that you're not building multiple flows, but when you look at the SMS view, you see you have a few extra options here, and some of those options pertain to requiring opt-ins. So I could have really strict opt-in compliance, make everybody double opt-in, what have you. I could also for my known contacts, they might send me a message, but they also might call, right? So I might have a flow I want to use particularly for contacts who call, and I want to shoot them back a message or take them through a flow at every call. So that is a simple drag and drop proposition. That would be how you do it. I've taken up 10 minutes of your time, so that's where I'm going to stop. But check this out. Oh, actually, I'm not going to stop there. Just one more thing, which is that if I know many of you. Many of our customers white label, private label the application, and so this playground is great for playing around, but they look at it and say, well, how can I actually use this to build something that I can show to a client, validate with a client, sell to a client before before I'm a Switchbird customer with some private label instance. And that's where this beautiful little unbranded link comes in place here. So anytime you create a flow, it can be whatever it is. Let me just create this quick untitled flow here. There's nothing to it. It doesn't really do anything, but this could be for a client, let's say, and now I want to share it with the client. I just grab the unbranded link, and that takes me over to play.messagemanager.com. No affiliation with Switchbird. Switchbird is not anywhere on here. It's just a kind of generic brand that doesn't mean anything. But now your client can take this link and run through the run through the automation themselves, which again this automation is nothing. I didn't set anything up here, so it's just some opt-ins or whatever. That's it. I'm going to stop there. Hope you guys find some usefulness in the messaging automation playground. Again, that's play.switchbird.com, and I'm John at switchbird.com. Email me, text us. I'd love to hear what you think. Thanks.